So that's how I know all of this. I never lived here, right? Canada's too big. I mean, I can't just go anywhere. But my friend's father, he told us about all the times when he would speak to different groups of people around the island. And the only way was to go by boat. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, but ocean cultures are kind of the same all around the world. There are things that are the same, right?
Yeah.
People eat a lot of fish, right? If you eat the same fish every day, you get bored. So you find new ways to eat fish, right? So you find all of these different ways to prepare fish. You turn fish into snacks. You have, actually my friend told me this one joke. Not actually a joke, it's what they really did. The people up north over here, right? Okay, you need to find a better map. My drawing is really bad. But the people up here, they're not people from Europe. They were people who were here before. And in their culture, they, well, mostly it's cold, right? The whole year. Even here, where I grew up, we would go down to minus 40 degrees.
Let's go.
Right? So you can imagine that up here, it's, even worse.
Yeah.
Where I grew up, down here, one year we had snow in July, so 7月下雪, right?
Yeah.
Another year in August, we had frost. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that idea. When we talk about frost, in Florida, they do sometimes get that cold, but I don't know if you remember that. That frost is when the ground freezes, right?
Yeah.
So in the north, in northern Florida, I know they have times where they have to put heaters, like they have big fires or something, and they put them around the trees so that the fruit trees, they won't die in the cold, right? But pretty much above this, it's always frost. The ground is always frozen for the whole year. All right? So down here, we usually have frost for maybe 8 months of the year.
8 months.
Yeah,
It's too low.
it's cold, right? Not that the ground is frozen all the time, but we get, the windows freeze, or, we have, all of our cars need a heater inside, because otherwise you can't start the car. And yeah, another fun thing, keys. In Canada, if you have a car, this is not enough. You need this, and you need a little bottle. You can actually use this
Of water.
of alcohol, because when you want to put the key in, there's ice, because the rain, or the snow, and it gets into the lock, and you can't put the key in. So you have to use alcohol to melt the ice before you can use your key.
Oh.
So, anyways, there's these people up here, they grow with the cold all the time. And so when they go fishing out on the ocean, they have these boats, kind of like dragon boats, like a long canoe, right? And there's a whole bunch of people in it, right? And they each have like a paddle. Right? And that's how they travel around, right? So you have a whole bunch of people in this long boat. They go out in the ocean, to fish, and they use paddles to push the boat, right? When they want to snack, when they want to, take a break to eat something, there's this kind of fish. What they do is they cut the head off, right? This is just it's not cooked. This is just a fish from the ocean, right? They cut the head off, and then they peel the skin back. Alright, so it's like peeling a banana. They have this fish, they cut off the head, they peel back the skin, take a bite, pass it to the person behind them. The person behind takes the fish, peels it back a bit more, takes a bite, and passes it on. That's how they have a snack when they're out on their boat.
Natural sashimi.
Yeah. Frozen sashimi.
Frozen. Okay.
Yeah. So that's part of Canadian culture, but it's part I never had because I live here. So in my part of Canada, we didn't have like seafood. You know, it was a really special thing to eat shrimp. You know, technically. I mean, lobster or crab. I never had that when I was a kid. I remember we would go to parties sometimes, and the special thing, like the most special thing about the party, there would be shrimp. That's how special, because we live so far from the ocean, right? So that's it's a very different thing in Taiwan, or in, you know, where your mother is from in China, right? If the ocean is right there, then things like shrimp or fish from the sea, you know, you have all the time.
Yes.
Right? It's not special, it's just, you know, that's what you eat every day. So,
Can you eat everything?
well, it's part of the diet, right?
Okay.
So, what I ate every day, in the north there, we have a lot of vegetables, right? Things like carrots and potatoes, right? Right? Simple vegetables like that. Things with leaves on them, not as much. So cabbage, yeah, but even lettuce. I say lettuce in Chinese. Yeah, like the greener vegetables, you know, they just don't grow well in a cold country.
Yeah.
So, but potatoes and carrots, even after the ground freezes, you can eat them. I remember I lived on a farm, and we grew potatoes and carrots. And I remember some years we needed to use a hammer to break up the ground so we could use a shovel and dig in and pull out the carrots. So yeah. For fruit, apples. Apples grow really well in a cold country. Taiwan doesn't really grow apples, right?
Yeah.
I mean, some pears, the Chinese pears, right? Yeah, but those have to be still further north. Like down in Kaohsiung, what kind of fruit do you have?
Banana.
Yeah, mango, right? Mango, papaya, those things grow here really well. In Canada, you know, so we get bananas, right? Because bananas, they can ship really well. If they are kept cold, they last a long time. But I never had mango as a child. Really, never.
You can eat all the time.
Yeah, I know, I love it. So whenever we can, we eat it. Even like persimmon, right? I never saw those in Canada. There's so many fruits in Taiwan I never saw in Canada.
And it's cheap.
It's cheap, yeah. Like all year around, you can eat fruit. You know, so it's really special. In Canada, the one thing we have really a lot of, you don't have here, blueberries,
Oh yeah.
right? So, like, you have strawberries here, right? Like, especially in Miaoli,
Yeah.
right? We live in Miaoli now, so that's, you know, I know Miaoli strawberries, right?
Okay.
But those are the big strawberries, alright? Where I lived in Canada, you could still get the wild strawberries. Like, you know, bananas, right? There's the big bananas you buy in the store, and then there's the wild bananas.
Wow.
Yeah, the ones that grow in the mountains.